Dear friends, I am very thankful to all of you for inviting me today for this lecture. Today I am going to speak about post-postmodernism. It was very funny day. It was raining early in the morning and my friend Akari-san, she accompanied me to around Fukuoka and Hakata station. I think few days ago it was sushi day. We together ate a plate of sushi. It was very delicious. Uh, so now I come to my topic. So when we discuss about postmodernism, it essentially has a reference of modernism, and when we talk about modernism, so we think about science, we think about industrialization, we think about new changes, renaissance and democracy. All these new values came into our society through modernism. When we try to understand modernism, we remember Karl Marx, we remember Mahatma Gandhi, we also remember Sigmund Freud, Albert Einstein. So there are many more thinkers in modernism. So modernism was for big industries, big inventions like aeroplanes, big machines, railways, and at the same time it also tells us about the new values like democracy, fraternity and liberty, equality as well. So all these things were happening prior to Second World War, and to understand that modernism, there was commitment by science and technologies or modern thinkers that it will all help the people, the common people of the world or the globe, that there will be a welfare, there will be a good thing for everyone. In the meantime, Second World War happened, many people were killed, and there was also atomic bombing in your two cities, Hiroshima and Nagasaki, and human values came under the ambit of a question. Thinkers all across the world, um, they had doubts about the modern values, modern inventions, and even the scientific knowledge also came under question. So postmodernism came with a negative thought. It questioned all the things, and when we think about postmodernism, it is all about language and also about endism. There, many people say that everything has ended, ideology ended, and Francis Fukuyama, a very great thinker, he also said that this is the end of history. At the same time, ideologies were gone and history was gone and authors died. There was also a concept of death of author. So there was negative value, and that negative value came very vigor until 1990. and people start thinking that there is no ray of hope for humanity, for global community, for the common people, and they were worried. A lot of worry was seen. There were negative mindset in the society. So all that negativity or negative sincerity was questioned uh, by the postmodernist. So when we think about postmodernism, we think about Derrida and Michael Foucault and Alvin Toffler, Roland Barthes. There are many more thinkers in this row, and all these things were happening. But the key theme was that negativity, that hopelessness. So uh, all these things came, but after 1990s, new phenomena emerged all across the world that is very common, very familiar to all of us. That is called LPZ, liberalization and privatization as well as globalization. So all these phenomena came, and at the same time there was a great thinker, Tom Turner, who uh, who wrote a wonderful book about urban landscape and urban planning. And he is supposed to be the first person, first thinker, first author who coined the term postmodernism. So postmodernism essentially has a reference of modernism as well as postmodernism, and it brought a new sincerity in our mind. When we think about postmodernism, there are several thinkers. As I earlier told you, uh, um, Tom Turner was the person who coined this term, and he expressed his views about urban planning and landscaping. Similarly, Alan Kirby is very known person in this area uh, who has put several ideas about postmodernism in terms of philosophy and politics, and as well as literature and media. And the other person, Eric Gain, is also known for this, and he supports this concept of postmodernism. There are several other thinkers from Russia and the rest of the world. So all they said that everything is not gone, everything has not ended. There is hope, and we can see the hope, that positivity, that new sincerity. Some people call it new sincerity. Uh, as far as India is concerned, I would like to point out how we can see postmodernism in Indian context. India is a very complex society, many religions, many languages, and different kind of ethnicities. Very vast country, heavily populated country. So, but we can see the symptoms of postmodernism in Indian society too. Though there is very less thought about it in India, and when we look, everything has changed. As far as media is concerned, I would like to point out that in modernity, print media was the dominant factor, and in post-modernity, it was television. In post-modernism, or it is social media and everything now, even print medium or television, they are all available over internet, and we can see their presence on the internet or some social network sites. So all these things were happening. As far as democracy or Indian politics is concerned, we don't know what our politicians are doing. In very recent election, we have seen that people of India have voted for a party which is supposed to ensure the national security, which has invaded the neighboring country and retaliated terrorism. And we don't know the actual figures or facts uh, about the deeds of our government, but yes, we believe it, Indian people believe it, or they are bound to believe it. And they are not voting for development or something else, their actual problems, but they are voting for a mindset that has been created and developed by the media. So media is also dictating or shaping our minds and thought. And Indian democracy, the elections of Indian democracy are not fought on the ground. They are also fought on mediums, social mediums, and we can see all that thing. As far as we see our landscape in India, our urban landscape or rural landscape is changing. There are new developments all across the country. We can see in national capital region, uh, it is changing. Many, as Tom Turner said, that in post-postmodernity, there will be a heavy use of glass in spite of steel and concrete. If you go to nearby city of New Delhi, Gurugram, you can see many buildings with uh, new structure, new architecture, and they are almost transparent, built with a large amount of glass. Similarly, if you go to Kolkata or Mumbai or south in Chennai or Bangalore or Hyderabad, you can find all such type of buildings or architecture or town planning. So all these things are happening in India, and India is one of the fastest growing economy. So Eric Gans once said that there is no victimary feeling in postmodernism. So new generation is not thinking about our freedom struggle. They are enjoying good kind of food, good kind of clothing. They are enjoying going to malls and shopping. They are also not thinking about our past much. They are more concerned about their present, and they live uh, in present, not in the past. Similarly, in Japan too, I just want to give this reference. Uh, there is hardly any feeling about atomic bombing. People, new generation, want to forget that, and they want to move with new relationship with their neighbors, and the youth is actually enjoying new things. They are busy on their on the social platforms. They are active. So one more thing in postmodernity is that uh, movements are not happening on the street like Mahatma Gandhi carried out, but they are carried out on the social platforms. People are sitting in their air-conditioned rooms. They are expressing their ideas on Twitter or Facebook. Uh, we funnily call that American administration is running from Twitter. Mr. Trump tweets his decision many a times on Twitter, and there are hardly press conferences. So many mainstream media, television or print media, they are always tracking uh, Twitter accounts of renowned personalities, celebrities all across the world, and all these things are happening. So reality has changed. One concern in modern times, a reality could be known by logic, by touching the things. It was something very physical. In postmodernity, there was no reality, so everything was gone, and uh, the postmodernist thinkers were worried that there is no reality, only lies were there, or management of reality was there. But in postmodernity, reality uh, is existing not on the streets, not in the physical world, but it is existing in the virtual world too. And I have many more things to say, but uh, as you have given me 10 to 12 minutes time, so it is difficult for me to cover all those areas. But I think, yeah, so all these things are happening in India, and media has changed, our mindsets have changed, and our struggle, mode of struggle has changed, and our way of investment, way of eating, way of clothing, all these things are changing. And even I am a teacher, so I can say the methods of teaching have also changed. When I am teaching in my class earlier, so there was nothing to cross verify it. But now, if I am in the class, I am saying some facts wrong. Any student, by picking his or her mobile phone, can verify the the facts, and I have certain encounters like that when they told me that this fact is incorrect, and I feel lucky to get it corrected.